job is. Tell me when you're ready.
I'm all ready.
Shabbat Shalom. It's so nice to be back together and to bring in Shabbat together with Kabbalat Shabbat. So everyone, when you get to a comfy seat, be sure to say hello to whoever it is sitting next to you, stranger or friend. And in just a moment, we'll start on page 12, Yedid Nefesh. We continue on page 22 with Lechuna Ranana singing out a new song to God and just taking a minute to bask in all of God's creation and to feel grateful for it. continue on page 24. Shirulat and I will sing out a new song to God. And we're going to begin three lines from the bottom of the page. Ya alo Sadai. It's always fun. We're going to turn to page 26. At the bottom of the page, Or Zaruach Lat Sadiq, which is light is sown for the righteous and joy for those who are upright in heart. Was there any space in your life where you had a little bit of light or joy this week? Turn to page 28. In the middle of the page, Zamru Ladonai Bechignor. The psalm is about praising God with everything we've got, including our voices, and letting sort of all of nature also rejoice with us, thinking of rivers and mountains and all of the beauty of God's creation. What do we need to feel grateful to God for this week? Zamaru Ladonai Bechino Bechino Ego Zimra Zamaru Ladonai Bechino Bechino Ego Zimra Nature Zamaru Ladonai Bechino Bechino Ego Zimra Zamaru Ladonai Bechino Bechino Ego Zimra We continue on page 30 with Psalm 99 at the bottom of the page, Romemu Adonai Eloheinu. 2 lines from the bottom. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishtacharu behar kodsho. We continue on page 34. Mizmor LeDavid.
שייך.
It's not so good.
מה יפה היום, שבת שלום. מה יפה היום, שבת שלום. שבת, שבת שלום. שבת, שבת שלום. שבת, שבת שלום. שבת שלום. מה יפה היום, שבת שלום. מה יפה היום, שבת שלום. שבת, שבת שלום. שבת, שבת שלום. שבת, שבת שלום. Shabbat Shalom. Good Shabbos.
Pausing now, we'll remember with reverence yahrzeits of our beloved departed observed until sundown this evening, 28th day of Adar. Anna Abash, Stephen Bauer, Frida Boritz, William Kogan, Lillian Farkas, Albert Gordon, Irving Gutarts, Herbert Janney, Harry Kreitzer, Molly Lesser, Audrey Lifkovich, Jules A. Malin, Rhoda Mendelson, Sarah Penn, Gerald Richmond, Beverly Robinson, Leon Lou Rubin, Rebecca Sachs, Maxine Linda Shapiro, Iris Shine, Leon Schwartz, Harry S. Schwartz, Sarah Shapiro, Herman Spiert, Irvin Taman, and Morris Zimlin. Zecher Tzadik Libracha, may their righteous memories continue to bring blessing into all of our lives, together saying to that, Amen.
Amen.
And in solemn testimony to that unbroken chain of faith that links us one generation to the next, those in mourning, those observing Yartzeit, if you'll please rise, Mourners Kaddish, page 124, 124, Mourners Kaddish. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah.
Amen.
V'alma divrach hirutei v'amlich malchutei. V'chayechon v'yomechon v'chayei dechol Beit Yisrael. V'agalav v'zman kariv v'imru.
Amen. יהי שמי רבה מבורך לעולם ולעלמי עלמיה.
יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא. V'yitahdar, v'yitaleh, v'yitalal, Shemei Dekudshah Barichu. La'ela minkol birchata, v'shirata, tushbechata, v'nechemata, da'amiran, v'alma, v'imru.
Amen.
Yehei shlama rabba min shamaya, chaim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael, v'imru. Amen.
Amen.
Seh shalom b'imrumav, u'ya'aseh shalom. Aleinu va'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen.
Amen.
You may be seated, turning back in our prayer books for Lechadodi to page 38.
לך דודי לקראת קלה לה 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 פני שבת נקבלה לך דודי לקראת קלה לה 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 פני שבת נקבלה שמול וזכור בדיבור אחד השמיענו אל המיוחד אדוני אחד ושמו אחד לשם ולתפארת ולתהילה Lecha dodi likrat kala la 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 la. Ne Shabbat nikabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala la 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 la. Ne Shabbat nikabela. Likrat Shabbat lekuben el kab. Hi mekol habraka berosh mikedem nesucha sof maasev makavat tequila. Hey, lecha dodi likrat kala la 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 la. Ne Shabbat nikabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala la 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 la. Ne Shabbat nikabela. Mikdash melech yirmelucha. ומציא לתוקה המקרב לשבת בעמק הבקר והוא יקמול עלי כמלה. היי לך דודי לקראת קלה לה 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 בשבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת קלה לה 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 בשבת נקבלה. בואי ושלום עטרת בעלה גם בשמחה ובצהלה תוך אמונה עם סגולה בואי כלה בואי כלה לך דודי לקראת קלה לה 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 בשבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת קלה לה 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 בשבת נקבלה.
Pausing now, we'll offer condolences of the congregation to members of our community who have been bereaved during the past week, this week to the family of the late Mordechai Gur. And turning together to page 41, bottom of the page, traditional Friday evening greeting for mourners.
מקום ינחם אתכם בתוך שאר אבלי ציון בירושלים.
May the Holy One who comforts Israel grant you solace in your bereavement. We'll remain standing. Turn together to page 50 for Baruch Hu.
Baruchu et Adonai HaMevorach.
Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Leolam.
Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Leolam Vaed.
You may be seated. On page 51, we'll continue with responsive reading, asking Shira to come forward and lead us in that reading. Page 51, responsive reading.
Shira.
Praised are you, Lord our God, ruler of the universe, whose word brings on the dusk of evening.
Your wisdom opens the gates of dawn, your understanding regulates time and seasons.
The stars above follow their appointed rounds in response to your divine will.
You create day and night, you alternate darkness and light.
You remove the day and bring on the night. You separate one from the other.
We call you Lord of heavenly hosts, you are our living God.
May you rule over us as you rule over nature. Praised are you, O Lord, who brings the evening dusk.
Amen.
Umahiriom umevila ומבדיל בין יום ובין לילה, אדוני צבאות שמו, אל חי וקיים, תמיד ימלוך עלינו לעולם ועד. ברוך אתה אדוני המעריב הרבים. אהבת עולם בית ישראל עמך אהבת, תורה ומצוות חוקים ומשפטים אותנו לימדת. על כן אדוני אלוהינו בשעתנו ובקומנו נשיח בחוקיך ונשמח בדברי תורתך ובמצוותיך לעולם ועד. כי הם חיינו ואורך ימינו ובהם נגד יומם ולילה. ואהבתך אל תסיר ממנו לעולמים. ברוך אתה אדוני אוהב עמו ישראל. שמע ישראל אדוני אלוהינו אדוני אחד. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך בכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך. והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוקבך ובקומך, ושרתם לאות על ידיך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך.
Continuing page 56, 57.
והיה
And on page 57, English side, reading together just about the middle of the page. Therefore, keep these words of mine in your heart and in your soul. Bind them as a sign upon your arm. Let them be a reminder above your eyes. Teach them to your children, speaking of them when you are at home, when you are away, when you lie down at night. Write them upon the doorposts of your homes and upon your gates. Thus your days and the days of your children will be multiplied on the land, which the Lord promised to your ancestors, for as long as the heavens remain over the earth. Shema's third paragraph, page 58, 59.
ויאמר אדוני אל משה לאמור דבר. אדוני אלוהיכם אמת.
Page 60.
ומלכותו ברצון, קיבלו עליהם משה ובני ישראל, לקנו שירה בשמחה רבה, ואמרו כולם, מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נדר בקודש, נורא תהילות אוסף אלה, נורא תהילות אוסף אלה. מלכות יקרה ובנך, בוקע ים לפני משה, זה עליינו ואמרו, זה עליינו ואמרו. אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. ונאמר כי פדה אדוני את יעקב וגאלו מיד חזק ממנו, ברוך אתה אדוני גאל ישראל.
Turning to page 63, we'll continue with responsive reading and led by Amy.
Help us, O God, to lie down in peace, but teach us that peace means more than quiet.
Remind us that if we are to be at peace at night, we must take heed how we live by day.
Grant us the peace that comes from honest dealing, so that no fear of discovery will haunt our sleep.
Rid us of resentments and hatreds which rob us of the peace we crave.
Liberate us from enslaving habits which disturb us and give us no rest.
May we inflict no pain, bring no shame, and seek no profit from another's loss.
May we so live that we can face the world with serenity and with grace.
May we feel no remorse at night for what we have done during the day.
May we lie down in peace tonight and awaken tomorrow to a richer and fuller life.
Amen.
Amen.
Thank you.
ושולצתנו ובואנו לחיים, לחיים ולשלום, מעתה ועד עולם, ופרוס עלינו סוכת שלומך, ברוך אתה אדוני הפורס סוכת שלום עלינו ועל כל עמו ישראל ועל ירושלים. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. כי 6 ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. וביום השביעי שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה, ועלמא דברה קירותי וימליך מלכותי, בחייקון וביומכון ובחיי כל בית ישראל, בגלה ובזמן קריב באמרו אמן. להשמי רבם מבורך לעולם ולעלמי עלמיה. יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתעלה על שמי לקודשה בריחו לעילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה. תושבחתה ונחמתה דמירן בעלמה ואמרו amen.
Rising together, evening Amidah for Shabbos begins on page 69 and is recited quietly. Quiet prayer beginning page 69.
שלום רב על ישראל עמך ועל כל יושבי תבל. שלום רב על ישראל עמך תשים לעולם. כי אתה הוא מלך אדון לכל השלום, כי אתה הוא מלך אדון. לכל השלום, שלום רב על ישראל עמך, ועל כל יושבי תבל. שלום רב על ישראל עמך, תשים לעולם. וטוב בעיניך לברך את עמך ישראל, בכל עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. שלום רב על ישראל עמך, ועל כל יושבי תבל. שלום רב על ישראל עמך, תשים לעולם. תשים לעולם, תשים לעולם.
May be seated, continuing our service on page 80.
La 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 la. ויקולו השמיים והארץ וכל צבאם, ויקל אלוהים ביום השביעי מלאכתו אשר עשה, וישבות ביום השביעי מכל מלאכתו אשר עשה. ויברך אלוהים את יום השביעי ויקדש אותו, יבוא שבת מכל מלאכתו אשר ברא אלוהים לעשות. לה 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 לה, יבוא שבת מכל מלאכתו אשר ברא אלוהים לעשות. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו ואלוהי אבותינו, אלוהי אברהם, אלוהי יצחק ואלוהי יעקב, אלוהי שרה, אלוהי רבקה, אלוהי רחל ואלוהי לאה. האל הגדול, הגיבור והנורא, אל העליון, קונה שמיים וארץ. מגן אבות בדברו, מחיי מתים במאמרו. האל הקדוש שאין כמוהו, המניח לעמו. ביום שבת קודשו, כי בם רצה להניח להם, כי בם רצה להניח בהם. לפניו נעבוד ביראה ופחד, ונודה לשמו בכל יום תמיד, מעין הברכות. אל ההודעות אדון השלום, מקדש השבת ומברך שביעי, ומניח בקדושה. לעמד ושני עונג, זכר למעשה, למעשה ברית. יתגדל ויתקדש שמנבה, גם מדי ודקרותה וימליק מלכותה, בחיי כל נבימי כל נבחי לכל בית ישראל, בעגלה בזמן קריב ויאמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מבורך, לעולם ולעלמי עלמיה. יתברך וישתבח ויתפרע ויתרומה ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתהלל ויתהלל שמי דקודשה ולכל אל אמין כל ברכתה ושילתה ושבחתה ונקמתה דמירן בעלמה ויאמרו אמן. תתקבל צלות הון ובראת כל ישראל כאדם ובהון בשמי ויאמרו אמן. יהי שלמה רבה משמי וחיים עלינו ועל כל ישראל ויאמרו אמן. עושה שלום נאמר, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל, ויאמרו amen.
Mason Hun, who tomorrow morning will celebrate his bar mitzvah, comes forward to lead the congregation in the Friday night Kiddush. Ask you please to rise. The text of the Kiddush is on page 90, inviting those joining us via the broadcast of the service. Yeah, you want to use that right there? To rise at home as well. Take up a libation of your choice. Wait 1 second, Mason. Any other folk here under the age of bar mitzvah or bat mitzvah who would like to come forward? We have some extra. Baby Lev, want to come forward? Can you do it for this?
Yeah.
Bring him up. Bring him up. Yeah. Wait 1 second. Rena, come on. Come on, sweetie. Yeah. The thing that's amazing is, as we all know, to get from this to this is like that. Right? It really is. Okay. All right, Mason.
Can I go? Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei pi hagaf.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'ratavanu v'shavakato b'ahava u'v'ratzon hinchilanu zikron l'ma'aseh bereshit ki hu yom techila l'mikrei kodesh zecher l'tziat mitzrayim ivanu b'achar v'yivanu kidash tamid Baruch atah Adonai Mekadesh Shabbat.
Amen. Take a sip. Good job, Mason.
Amen.
Great job. Yeah, you can go seated. You may be seated.
Shalom. Can you hear that? Okay, good. So this week on Tuesday, I went to see the movie October 8th. Anyone else? Oh, 4. Wow, wow, wow. Okay. I thought all hands were going to go up. Do you know what October 8th is? Yeah, okay. So a quick plug, because I don't really know how word is being transmitted about this movie. So I'm just going to say, here's my plug. I feel it is actually a must-see. People have asked about kids going. I don't think so unless you're maybe college-bound. Or in college. I actually would be super curious to hear what college students would say about it. But absolutely for every adult, Jewish for sure. I would actually say in an ideal world, you would bring non-Jewish people to see it too. It was going to be at White Marsh Theater and also in Silver Spring until this past Wednesday, but they actually extended it. And so it will be, I've heard that it will be in White Marsh for sure until next Sunday. So that's that. And for anyone who is even more interested in seeing it in community, Dr. Bohr and Ellen Marks are planning to bring it to Bethel or to do a Bethel screening somewhere in our town, probably mid-April. So maybe, I don't know where it will situate around Pesach, but they're working on that. Okay, so let's dive in. The movie, and by the way, you should still see it even when I tell you a little bit about what it's about. There's no spoiler alert. You sort of know what it's about. Okay, so the movie starts with 5 minutes or so, maybe 5 to 7 minutes of October 7th footage. It is hard to watch. My husband, Rafi, said to me, because he saw it separately than I did, that Marcy saw it with Rafi, that he sort of like averted his gaze, like he didn't sort of watch it straight on. I thought, because I had that preparation, that it was going to be more visual than it was. It was scenes from October 7th, which should be and will always be haunting. After that, it switched to October 8th, and it followed, it was an amalgam of different schools, mostly focusing on the schools that you would think, which would be like Columbia, Barnard, Harvard, and then sort of through, including Cornell and UPenn. Those were sort of spotlighted, and then California schools were also. As we all know, unfortunately, anti-Semitism, and I'll say anti-Zionism too, but I would say both of those things distinctly and interconnectedly were for sure throughout our entire country on almost every college campus. And as I've mentioned, I think a little while ago, the Anti-Defamation League, the ADL, does a report card for the campuses. They actually did a second report card so you could follow up and see how all of the schools are faring. But what was really interesting to me, the production of this was actually done in such a way that you felt like you were sort of right there. I don't know if that was good or bad. I actually felt like it was incredibly powerful and frightening. It gave you a taste of what it must feel like to be on those campuses, and to feel like that sort of group of people with eyes that are like filled with rage and hate, what it feels like to be sort of on the receiving end of that for many college students. There was a lot of interviewing with people that were in sort of the anti-Israel camps, and those interviews were truly revelatory and really showed you the extent of sort of the intersectionality of all of these different messages, and sort of dug in and explored that. I would say that, and I'll tell you how it sort of landed with me, that when I went home to sleep that night, and when I woke up in the morning, my husband was like, "Where did you go last night?" And I said, "I moved to a different room to try to escape my dreams. Like, they were that bad." And my dreams actually went to a place of, do you remember cults when they were a big thing? I remembered in my dreams that there were people that were sort of experts in how to deprogram people that had been programmed by a cult. And I remember thinking, like, where are those people? Like, that was what my dream was about, right? How do we sort of stop this madness? I would say one of the things that was incredibly powerful, it really focused in on one of the leaders of one of the California schools. It was a woman who was the student body president at one of the UC schools. And I don't know if any of you followed this story in the headlines, but she was student body president, and she was a Zionist. She made no secret about that. And then eventually, the student body decided that they were going to try to kick her out of her major University of California institution because she had dual loyalties. So she was devoted to Israel, and that was a problem, and they didn't think that she could do her job as student body president well or fairly because she was a Zionist. And so they went through sort of showing this vote and showing what it was to be her, and they even showed her screen of like all of the hate mail that she had been receiving, and it was really hard to watch. But my big takeaway was that there were leaders on all of these campuses, Jewish leaders, that are so unbelievably courageous, that had been standing up to more than you could have possibly imagined, and really sort of taking on the haters, and really, like, they knew their stuff. They were unabashed and undeterrable, and they really were determined to stand for and with the Jewish people and also the land of Israel. And it was remarkable to see these kids. And they were kids at Barnard and Columbia and Penn and Harvard, and you went across the line and just thought, like, these 20-year-olds, they give me hope for the future. They give me hope for the future. So what I really wanted to think about with you for a minute tonight, before we touch on Torah, is this question for you, is what might be possible if we all took on the issues of this day together? And what do I mean by that? I was having a conversation with someone a few days ago, and the person was talking about, the problem being Netanyahu. And I responded to that like, the prime minister is not perfect. God, you could say that about a lot of leaders right now. You could probably have fun if you were going to do March Madness, right? Like who would you put against each other and who sort of makes it to the top of that list? But one of the things I think that sometimes happens is that we get caught up in like who should be doing what that they're not doing, right? And so my question was, if we sort of stopped that game or that exercise, right, looking to other people that should be doing something that aren't doing something, or trying to figure out who should be doing something, I'm wondering what we all might be able to do together. And that's where we go to the Torah portion. So the Torah portion that we read this week is the closing of the book of Exodus, and the Torah portion is Pikudei. It's oftentimes it's like the part number 2, it's Vayakel and Pikudei, but this time it stands on its own. And what the Torah portion is actually about is the finishing touches of the Mishkan, of this temporary portable sanctuary that traveled with our ancestors through the wilderness. And don't forget the way that the Mishkan was created. You remember that? The Mishkan was created because God told Moshe to tell the people to bring according to what their hearts wanted to give. And so basically the instruction is like, bring the best of what you have. And the people brought the best of what they had. They brought their silver, they brought their gold, they brought their linens, they brought their gems, they brought everything, like the best of what they had. And then what ended up happening is they had to bring the skills, the best of the skills. So Bezalel and Aholiab were really good at sort of general contractor skills and architectural skills, but there were others that had other skills, and they brought them to the creation of the Mishkan. And so here's my question for you. If we stop looking to other people to change this moment in time for the Jewish people and Israel, what could it look like if we all brought the best of what we had and joined together to figure out what we need to do in this moment of time? And I want to ask you to think about what that looks like. Because what I've been thinking about since I saw that film is that Jewish people have pretty much done, they've worked miracles again and again and again. Whether that's creating vaccines, whether it's cures for things, whether it's creating Hollywood and movies and systems and Mark Zuckerberg and like platforms on social media that we never could have imagined. Like, these are Jews that are doing these things. And my question for you is, if Jews could do these things, can't Jews do this thing? Which is trying to figure out how to fix this moment in time, how to change what's happening in the world around us for the better, and how to create a different kind of world and a different kind of relationship between the Jewish people and others. And so my question is, and maybe it's good food for thought tonight, and maybe if you're having dinner with other people, it's something you could talk about. Like, what is it that you have to offer in this moment of time that could actually make a difference? And my hunch is that if we all bring the best of what we've got, the skills that other people might not even know we have, and we try to figure out how we can contribute them to something bigger, we actually might be able to do something unimaginable and extraordinary. So Shabbat Shalom.
Turning to page 118, we'll rise together for Aleinu.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצא בראשית, שלא עשנו כאויי הרצות, ולא שמענו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגול עלינו ככל המונם. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. שהוא נוטה שמיים ויוצר הארץ, ומושב יקרו בשמיים ממעלה, ושכינתו זו בגביהם מרומים. הוא אלוהינו אין עוד, אמת מלכנו אפס זולתו, ככתוב בתורתו. וידעת היום והשבות אל לבבך, כי אדוני הוא האלוהים, השמיים ממעל, ועל הארץ מתחת אין עוד. הכתוב בתורתך, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד, ונאמר בך אדוני למלך על כל הארץ. ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד.
You may be seated. Pausing now, we'll remember with reverence the art sites of our beloved departed. Observe sundown this evening till sundown tomorrow evening, 29th day of Adar. Fritzy Glazer, Leah Aaron, Abraham Berkowitz, Dr. Thomas Berman, David Lee Cohen, Toby K. Frankel, Jennifer Granick, Boris M. Harrison, Ruth Hartman, Minerva Heyman, Lily Heyman, Hilda Yevzarov Kaplan, Mark Lifkovich, Janet Lustgarten, Rita Michelson, Zelda Myers, Neil Michael Posner, Sam Rosenberg, Sandra Science, Isidore Schulman, Beatrice Schwartz, Sadie Shapiro, and Aaron Joseph A.J. Wolf. Zecher Tzadik Livracha. May their righteous memories continue to bring blessing into all of our lives, together saying to that, Amen. And in solemn testimony to that unbroken chain of faith, those in mourning or observing yahrzeit, if you'll please rise, Mourner's Kaddish, page 124, 124. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah. V'alma divra chirutei v'amlich malchutei. V'chayechon u'v'yomechon u'v'chayei dechol beit Yisrael. V'agalau v'zman kari v'imru amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevorach la'olam u'lamel maya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei dekudsha barichu. La'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nachemata da'amiran v'alma v'imru amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya chaim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Seh shalom b'mramav huya aseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. May be seated. Schedule of services for the remainder of the weekend. Tomorrow morning, Shacharit services beginning at 10 o'clock. Tomorrow evening, Mincha Marav Havdalah services at 7:15. Sunday services in the morning, 9:15. Sunday evening at 5:45. And study opportunities tomorrow morning here in the building in the Baum Boardroom, studying the Book of Kings. We're going to finish Kings tomorrow. It's going to be a race through the last 5 chapters of Kings. So wish us luck. And online, a Zoom Torah portion, Parsha of the Week study class as well. Those in that Zoom, Richard, you're in that Zoom class. Just remember, there will not be an instructor there tomorrow. So if you guys can generate some discussion. And share joy next week. Week from tonight. And we'll conclude singing together Shalom Aleichem. It's on page 16.
In this time, we enter this season, a season of hope, season of coming together with family, and a season of striving. We selected this melody for this evening. Shalom Aleichem, Malechei Hasharet, Malechei Elyon, Mimelech Malechei Hamlachim, HaKadosh, HaKadosh Baruch Hu Boechem LeShalom, Malechei Hashalom, Malechei Elyon, Mimelech Malchei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Baruchuni LeShalom, Malchei Hashalom, Malchei Elyon, Mimelech Malchei Hamlachim, HaKadosh, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Tzedkem LeShalom, Malchei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Mimelech Malchei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Now with the authentic words. Nimm mich mit zu der Ball game, zum Eulen lo mir doch gehen. Kauf mir die Nisslech und Cracker Jack, will ich kein Mal von dort nicht weg, gib mir Mut, die Ballspieler. Es passt nichts an, man verspielt, weil es ist 1, 2, 3 Streiks und euch bei der Baseball Spielball! Shabbat Shalom.
Classic.
This is written like way back when.